January is historically a slow month in gaming. People are back in their routines, and the frenzy of spending money during the holiday usually means players are less willing to shell out. Of course, that's all temporary, because as you all know, the gaming industry never sleeps, and it really only takes one big announcement to set the industry abuzz again. Friends, my name is Codiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and today we're taking a look at the upcoming Xbox Developer Direct, and if it could be the first catalyst that jumpstarts 2024. So here's what we know right now. On January 18th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Xbox will present a new Developer Direct. This is a live webcast where the developers of at least 4 upcoming games will have a chance to reveal and update players on the games their studios are working on. Unlike previous years, we've got a clear picture of what players can expect to see at the showcase, but as with any live event, especially in Xbox One, you can't rule out a surprise or two. The most notable game announcement is the reveal of a new Indiana Jones game, being produced by Machine Games out of Sweden. The studio, for those unaware, has been the driving force behind the modern Wolfenstein games, as well as some of the latest Quake titles. It's a studio that knows the first-person genre well, which is why it's a bit strange that they're running point on an Indiana Jones game, something I think many of us could see more realistically as a third-person game, akin to something like Uncharted or Tomb Raider. According to the official Xbox post describing the event, players can expect more than 10 minutes of game and developer insight, including details about the game's setting and story, how fans will actually play Indy, additional details from his next globetrotting adventure, and the premiere of the first gameplay trailer. Now, word is Todd Howard also has a hand in the production of the game, so there is always a chance we could see him on the big stage on the 18th. I'm not sure what exactly to expect from a modern Indiana Jones game. Outside of the LEGO games, which really don't count in this instance, we've never really seen a serious gaming developer tackle such a popular IP. You could argue that the popularity of Indiana Jones just isn't what it used to be, but I think there are enough fans of the movies waiting in the wings to check out what playing as the treasure-hunting thrill seeker could potentially look like. If the game is solid, I have no doubt it could be a hit. The 3 other games we know are going to be at the Developer Direct are Avowed, being developed by Obsidian Entertainment, Aura History Untold, being developed by Oxide Games, and Senua Saga Hellblade 2, being developed by Ninja Theory. All 3 games I'm interested in checking out for different reasons, and if they aren't on your radar, I think the 18th will either convince you to keep tabs on them or show you enough gameplay and details to determine if it's not worth your time. Of the 3 games I just mentioned, Avowed is the one I'm most excited for. The team at Obsidian Entertainment knows how to make great games, and whether it's The Outer Worlds or a game we covered here on the channel, Grounded, almost everything they touch is well developed. Avowed is a dark fantasy RPG, or at least that's what we thought it was when it was first revealed. We've yet to see anything substantial about the game, and all of that looks to change on the 18th. It's clear that Avowed is set to have its biggest reveal to date, with the show program stating that Obsidian will share the first deep dive into the gameplay experience fans can expect in Avowed. Given that the game looks very different in its current state as compared to when it was first revealed, this is truly going to be our first real look at the action. Now, I'm hoping to learn a lot more about the core gameplay systems like progression and combat, but also if Obsidian is really going hard into the story elements of the game, or if Avowed will be more about the experience than the narrative. I truly cannot wait to find out more. In sharp contrast to the action RPG is Aura History Untold. I'll be honest, I must have missed the reveal trailer for this game because I didn't even know it existed, but I'm glad it's on my radar now. The studio behind Aura, Oxide Games, is made up of strategy game veterans, some of which had a direct hand in the creation of Civ 5. You can see how that game is shaping the gameplay for Aura, but I think it's safe to say the team is hoping to put their own unique stamp on this game. What really caught my eye in the recently released gameplay trailer was the approach to building, attempting to create a world that unfolds organically as opposed to confined as we often see in grand strategy games. I was also impressed at the array of points of interest that players will be able to build, like sports arenas and Ferris wheels, just to name a few. I do think there's going to be a sizable audience for Aura, and the 18th will hopefully reveal even more about the game in greater detail. Finally, there's Senua Saga Hellblade 2, a game series that prides itself on its bold storytelling and immersive design. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of a deep dive here, but more of what we've historically seen from this studio, an intense trailer with an ominous voiceover and loads of dark undertones. If you played the first game, then you know you can't really show off the gameplay the traditional way, mainly because Senua's is linear and entirely story-driven. Revealing anything would show off a chunk of the story that the developers would much clearly rather have players discover for themselves. My gut is telling me at the end of whatever showcase they have planned, we will get a release date for this game. Now, everything we just talked about is guaranteed to make an appearance on the 18th, but Microsoft has no shortage of studios that could pop up with a huge surprise announcement. I mean, seriously, the potential is near limitless, and it's not like they haven't done it before. Remember Hi-Fi Rush? That game was announced and released on the same day in the developer direct, just like this, so it's absolutely on the table. Top of my mind is Fable. We've yet to see anything substantial about that game, and with Playground Games, the developers of Forza, running point on development, I'm so interested to learn more about how a company that makes racing games is going to fare with one of the most beloved fantasy RPG properties of my generation. There's also a chance that some new IP could pop up and have another viral moment. Games like In Exile's Clockwork Revolution, a time-bending steampunk first-person RPG, or even South of Midnight, a new adventure from Compulsion Games, the team behind We Happy Few. Of course, we can't forget about other Microsoft-owned studios like Rare and Coalition, who are both actively working on projects players haven't seen or heard much about in years. Rare was working on a new action-adventure game called Everwild, which they revealed back in 2019, but rumor was that the project was reset multiple times. We wouldn't be upset with a new Banjo-Kazooie either. I'm just saying, it's been too long. Of course, Coalition, the powerhouse team behind the Gears of War IP, is now under the Microsoft umbrella, and there's always the off chance we could see a Gears 6 announcement at really any Xbox event. That would be something. I have said it for well over a year now, Microsoft is the best positioned to dominate the gaming landscape with so many talented studios in its portfolio. It's honestly an exciting time to be a fan of gaming because there is so much coming down the pike. Just a reminder, the Xbox Developer Direct is at 3 p.m. Eastern on January 18th, and as always, my name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.